It's Saturday, January 25th in the year 2025, also known as the smartest year ever. My name is Gordy. Today we're talking about the origins of knocking on wood. Superstition, knock on wood, knock on wood. You know, it's that time of year in the NFL playoffs where I'm, as a fan, knocking on a lot of wood. And so I'm like, what are we doing? What am I knocking on that's gonna help my team win? So why do we knock on wood when we're trying not to jinx something? This little superstition has surprisingly deep roots, and depending on where you look, the roots twist in some fascinating directions. One popular theory traces the custom to ancient pagan cultures, particularly in Europe. Many trees, like oaks, were thought to house protective spirits. Knocking on wood was part of what's known as an apotropaic tradition. It's a ritual meant to ward off evil or bad luck. Apotropaic. All right, that's good. All right. Alternatively, knocking on wood, it was a way to thank the wood spirits for keeping things in your favor. Essentially, it could have been a spiritual version of leaving a 5-star Yelp review for your local forest deity. And I'll dive deeper into other fascinating apotropaic practices on another day, because there's plenty of, and every culture, which I'll touch on just briefly today, has their own little superstitions, and I think those are really fascinating. And kind of knowing the etiology, or like why those exist, I think is super cool. But for now, we're going to stick to knocking. Another explanation comes from Christianity, where wood symbolizes the cross. By knocking on wood, believers may have been invoking the protection of Christ or referencing his sacrifice. While this interpretation is a bit less whimsical than talking to tree spirits, it's no less compelling. There's also a more skeptical take. Some scholars believe the practice only became widespread in the 19th century and may have originated as a children's game. In this version, the kids would knock on wood to claim immunity from being tagged in a game called Tiggy Touchwood. Let me know in the comments if you've ever played Tiggy Touchwood, and I will be happy to have a 270-year-old listener. But yeah, it was like shouting "not it" or something. This playful habit may have stuck around because, let's face it, adults like safety nets too. You know, we like that. The idea of knocking to protect yourself then spread to adults, and because who wouldn't want a little extra insurance against life's unpredictability? Interestingly, this superstition isn't universal, as I mentioned earlier. And I'll get into apotropaic traditions in a future post. But in Turkey, for example, you'll see people tugging on their earlobe and knocking on wood to ward off bad luck. And in Italy, they'll say touch iron instead of knocking on wood, proving that even superstitions can have a bit of a regional accent. But yeah, there you have it. Whether you're appealing to tree spirits, honoring the cross, or just playing a giant unwritten cosmic game of not it, there's no denying the staying power of knocking on wood. I would knock. Want to forget to tell you to check out all my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. Please follow, rate, like, subscribe, share with your friends. At Smartest Year Ever on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for the full episodes. At Smartest Year Ever on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts for your daily clips. Please engage with me. Stay curious, stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. I'll see you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever.